Hello. Following on from the video that we did recently, I thought we'd talk about craft and material, why and how we craft the huts in the way that we do, and why we choose the materials that we do. So, as far as possible, we'd like to use homegrown English timbers, and we use oak and sweet chestnut. More and more so, we're using sweet chestnut, which are both naturally durable timbers. We would much rather use homegrown throughout. At the moment, we use some European oak and American timbers too. But as we go forward, we're going to, in the end, we'll be just hopefully making the whole hut from homegrown timber. Now, the reason for that is there's no need to be importing timber from. We certainly wouldn't use any tropical timbers, anything from Africa or Indonesia or anything, because whilst they may be certified and FSC, there's no. I'm not entirely comfortable with that. It'd be quite, it'd be quite nice just to use homegrown timber from a sustainable source that you know is well managed, replanted, and particularly with sweet chestnut, we know that the trees were planted as a crop. The Romans brought it in originally for timber and to provide food in the form of chestnuts. So all of that's important to us. Everything that is involved in a hut is made here, apart from the windows that are made about 3 miles up the road in Buckler Newton by David. So David's made our windows forever, really, ever since we started. And in the sort of medium to long term, I'd like it if the whole hut could be built out of homegrown timber. That would be fantastic. And it's just, yes, we use a bit of European oak, and it means that if you're not importing timber from halfway across the world, you know that it's durable and it's beautiful, and that's just very important to us. From a craft point of view, it's lovely to think that we have craftspeople in our team that have been here. And one of them wrote to me when he was still at school, and he's been here for 12 years now. And whilst there isn't a sort of formal apprenticeship, there is a learning experience where the younger members of the team will come in and they'll shadow a more senior member of the team, and there's a lovely rolling on of knowledge and skills that Plankbridge has accumulated over the years that will roll from one senior team member into Ricky, and then Ricky will then be imparting that knowledge onto new members of the team. And I love that. It's part of that craft heritage of Britain, and the vernacular of builders and craftspeople and carpenters and furniture makers and instrument makers that are evolving all the time. And it kind of created the craft of hut making, because when we started there, I remember trying to find if there was anybody using the term hut maker, and there wasn't, and we were the first to use that. And there's a whole thing of craft that the magic of making something with your hands, and we all know it. We artists and craftspeople know, and potters, you know that sometimes you get into this natural rhythm where your hands are almost forming things and you're not thinking about it. It's just happening almost by themselves, and it's just that magic moment doesn't happen very often, but it's part of being a craftsperson. So there was a craftsman called Alan Brown that used to work in the Hazelwoods near us. He was the most contented craftsperson I've ever known, and he would literally set up in the woods in the way that they have done for hundreds of years, making hurdles. He had Marmite and watercress sandwiches for lunch every day, and he was the most contented person in his craft. And we're striving, I suppose, always to try and capture that feeling of craft and contentment and creating things beautifully, which are going to be around forever. And that's kind of why we do what we do. So until the next time, bye for now.